Okay, let's go. Hi, I'm Dan Lutz, and welcome to another episode of WWG1WGA.Love Frontlines, but only on the Dan Lutz channel. Some confusion in trying to get it set up. I actually noticed that when I started it on camera one, camera 2, it was pipe 2 because that's how I set up the encoding software yesterday, and I would have had to stop that. And so right now, only on one channel, but camera 2 I'll be looking at. I'm sorry, camera 2 will be where I'm broadcasting. Let me rephrase that. Dan Lutz channel is where it will be broadcast. I will be still looking at 2 cameras, but camera 1 will now appear on camera 2. I do not know if I can set it up so that I can run both. This little accident has given me the idea that maybe, just maybe, I can share screens and do simultaneously 2 cameras, but sharing the screen. It's a possibility, but for right now, we're gonna roll with this. Well, welcome again. Where our focus here is to be on the front lines of the emerging humanity, where we're looking forward to an abundance-based world where things are based around what our needs are, and that we have value, and that we are out creating reality, and realize it ourselves, because it's only through our recognition of this is the situation that we actually then can make a difference. Our value is in everything that we individually do on ourselves, and then how we cooperate with each other and what we build together. So we have value individually, and we have value as a group, and everything that we do has value, including creating carbon dioxide as we breathe. Carbon dioxide, CO2, is not a pollutant. So just keep in mind these are gases that are part of the nature of life, and there's a balance, and it's not upset with more carbon added. It makes so much of a small part of our atmosphere overall percentage-wise that our overall increase in CO2, right, you may think, oh, we're increasing our CO2 output by 2%, which is not true, but that small amount is going to be even smaller compared to all the other gases that are in the atmosphere. So oxygen and nitrogen are way bigger amounts than CO2. And the more CO2, the more oxygen. And the better, longer we live, the more oxygen. So we want to drive big Hummers so that we can create more CO2. That is because that would be more healthy for the planet. This concept of the scientists out there are all in agreement is a big lie. There's 10 times more scientists, and I do mean 10 times more scientists that say that there is more that we're not in a global warming or global cooling cycle, or that these things that we're doing are affecting the weather. We have much bigger effect on the weather and things of that nature through our weather modification systems that we've come up with. I want to cover a couple of things. I just saw that Tank had put out a short video, about 10 minutes, going over the hierarchy in this world's hierarchy, and basically put the governments down at level 9, level 10, or level 8. Above that was the UN, and then you worked your way up from there, into the banking families and all that that goes above, to where Kim was at the top. Anyway, very, very good, actually very good format, actually. I like to use that same kind of format for doing 10-minute, 20-minute segments. Now we're doing about 45 minutes to an hour segments on average, and that's fine. It's a good, nice block. We get a lot of information out at that time. So we're going to try to cover a lot of things and try and build alternative media. Get this information out, and we need everyone to come together and to work together on it for it to actually work out well for us. All right, so one of the things that we've been covering here, I'm just going to share my screen, give me a moment, is QAnon. Now, for those who don't know, QAnon is set up as an alternative media pipeline from President Trump and his administration, the White Hats, the U.S. military, in an effort to bypass all of the bureaucracy and the mainstream media. This channel was set up. There are those out there that believe that it is not. I don't know if you can hear that. I have some cats deciding they're going to express their sovereignty at this moment. My cat is staring down at the situation from above, so I don't know. Sorry about that. I did not start sharing my screen yet. One moment. Go back to here. You know, it's sometimes you're flipping around to different devices. You kind of sometimes get lost in which one you're on. I was used to doing it one way, now I've got to do it another. So there you go. All right, there we go. So now I'm sharing my screen. This is the qmap.pub. This is my preferred place for viewing what comes in on 8chan. 8chan.net is the actual site that is the alternative site. It has been set up to withstand also attacks from the deep state because they know that that they have a problem on the hand. They can't control this information. All they can do from the outside is say, "Oh, you must be a crazy conspiracy theory person if you're watching and participating with it." But if anyone that does finds out that actually it's true, there's a lot of proofs. Now they cannot come out and say this is Trump and the military and so on. They can't do that because they are dealing with national security secrets, and the way that they handle and revealing information to us is not by revealing the information about that particular thing, but this point around it. So it's kind of an obscured way. So you've got to kind of learn what they call the comms, learn what things mean, so it takes some time to get used to it. And there's also puzzles that have been put into this to make it more interesting, right? And so this is like taking Trump's misspellings in his tweets and using them to point to an actual QAnon post. Timestamps are important, and we're told this, these kind of things. So let's slide back to see where we kind of left off. I think still, yeah, right here, somewhere around here. Speed accelerated +5. Got to start probably tracking which ones. Okay, Whitaker. This is, I think, where we've left off. Whitaker, Barr, and Ratcliffe are a perfect team to investigate Russian probe, and we have a Twitter link. So, and this came in on July 30th, 2019, at 10:55 a.m. So we'll go check that out. So it looks like this is from Verb, looks with the Punisher logo here. So it's all about the details. So YouTube. So let's see. We can watch this.
Matthew Whitaker. John Ratcliffe is a man you know well.
Yeah, John and I were U.S. attorneys in the Bush administration, and he went on to success electorally, and I went back to the Department of Justice, ultimately becoming the acting Attorney General for 4 months.
How do you think he'll do in this new role?
I think he's perfectly qualified to do this role. I think he's a smart, talented individual. He's sort of cut his teeth at the Department of Justice, so he understands sort of all the pieces and parts of not only the department but the government now at OD&I. I think he's just perfect for that. He's straight out of central casting for that role.
I know that you and for many of your colleagues, one of the biggest goals here is restoring confidence in the Department of Justice, and you think Bill Barr is the guy to do that.
Yeah, I always thought, since Bill Barr was identified as going to be the person that took over from after I took over for Sessions, and then he took over for me, I really think Bill is the perfect person to sort of turn over every rock and restore the confidence of the American people and the Congress and the courts in the Department of Justice. Now, there's a lot of great people at the Department of Justice, don't get me wrong. I think one of the challenges is we had several acts that appeared to be politically motivated, and I think Attorney General Barr is going to figure this out, and he's going to look at the genesis of this investigation. He's got John Durham looking at that, who's a U.S. attorney out of Connecticut. He's going to prosecute anybody that needs to be prosecuted. We still have Huber out there looking at some of these things regarding Comey's memos and the like. And so I just think there's a lot of things that Bill Barr is going to be bringing to a conclusion here. And since the Mueller investigation is over now,
yep.
and now we can focus on some of these questions that I think the American people have a right to know as to how.
I think we've got the picture here. So this is a very good team per se. Now I want to point out that Whitaker has been pretty much behind the scenes, and so him coming out front right now means things are going to start being revealed, right? Because he is part of putting a face to it. So let's go on here. Let's go back. Let's see. All right, let's move on. So we have 3546 Anons at Gitmo, and so this is WRY. We are with you. Where we go, when we go, all kind of thing. Okay, gotcha. All right, and so we've got this photo they're showing. So where they're at Gitmo, and they say we. Where we go one, we go all. They're definitely playing some games here. So, and there's a Q research team, right? So bread number 8672, 18th of June 2018. So they're literally pointing us to go look at a particular drop. Now bread is a thread, right? It's a thread of information. Crumbs are the individual posts. So when Q drops posts on the 8chan, he's actually leaving crumbs, a bread trail, right, for us to follow. So we should go look at this 8672 bread. So let's see. Let's go to 8chan. I thought it was .net. I'm mistaken. Yeah, maybe I am mistaken. I thought it was .net. It's .com. Nope, that isn't it. What am I missing here? See, I don't usually go on this computer. I should have gotten there already, but let's see. Okay, let's not go there until I can figure it out later. But that is something to check out. We'll go back to that. So now we've got the next post, which is 3547. America is back. Praying for POTUS, Q team, and all the patriots. God wins. America is back. Great photo. Sometimes there's coding in the names of the file, like this down here, but we don't know yet. And sometimes there's things in the actual photo that we can find out. So it's always good to check it out. Hey, look at the watch he's wearing. It's not the round one that we've been used to seeing. So this is a square watch. Just Just saying. Something to notice there. There are tassels on the flag. That's interesting. All right, let's continue on here. So 3548 placeholder expulsory evidence D class. So placeholder D class expulsory evidence illegal hold non-report FISA underscore T underscore surveillance. Okay, so there's a couple of things to notice in this bracketing system in here, right? So we've got one bracket at the beginning of the placeholder, right? And where's its counterpart? Well, we've got another one same direction, so that's covering D class, so it's encapsulated. We've got another one started here, illegal hold non-report, that's enclosed. And then we got FISA underscore T surveillance, and that's the end of this. So this whole thing is in what we call a kill bracket, which is kind of interesting. So this is a placeholder that we're talking about. So D class expert. So we also got word from Joe DiGevino, who appears on Fox quite often, and said that their D class was going to start documents on Wednesday. So for me, it's already Wednesday. So this evening, I should look forward to some information about some declassification that took place. Let's move on. Freedom Stinger. All right, so this is 3549, again, July 30th, 2019 at 2:19 p.m. Okay, underscore hot 8, underscore hot 9, underscore red, underscore Y, underscore. Underscore freedom, underscore mark 1 through 99, underscore Y. Okay, and then PC underscore SIGD. And then next is CONF underscore NET, then kill brackets with W1 inside. What does it mean? I have absolutely no idea, but we will find out. Any guesses here? Yeah, hot 8, hot 9. Well, it did say that August was a hot month, right? And all of the people are going to be gone. So let's maybe hot 8 and hot 9 might be the dates, August 8 and August 9th. I think that's a good guess, but I don't know. Red, don't know. Freedom. Okay, freedom's all caps. All right. Mark 1 through 99. So 99 spots for freedom. Maybe. And then PC, so don't know. Confess. No. Oh. Well, maybe that's a missing letter in CONF. Under that underscore might be the missing letter at net. W1. Don't know. Cofanet? No. Don't know. Anyway, we'll continue on. Let's see here. So 3550, video Red Cross smuggling cash is unrelated to Freedom Stinger and previous drop. I'm going to point out that I actually had talked about Red Cross and cash in Haiti some weeks ago. That this was something that has occurred. Let's see if I can make this. Why am I not able to click on this? Let's make it play. Yeah, same video. I saw this a while back when the money went to Haiti. Yeah, and I just said, see, the money's sitting there in boxes from the Red Cross. Why is it not being used for the people in Haiti? Well, maybe QAnon heard me. Dug it up. Could be. Any way I can contribute, Q. Look, another room filled with cash. Look at that. Disgusting, isn't it? Just sitting there in Haiti. Now, of course, it's not saying that, but I know that's where it's come from. So this post was from Anonymous, right? That would put that up. It wasn't me, but U.S. taxpayers. So this is a reference to going back to the first of January 7th of 2018. U.S. taxpayers are paying for it all. Paris Accord equals scam in trillions. Red Cross equals scam in the billions. Foreign aid equals scam in the trillions. War equals scam in the trillions. On and on and on. Who audits where the money actually goes? Who actually receives the money? U.S. taxpayers is funding the very people we are engaged in taking down. Slush funds everywhere. Think GS pays for Antifa. GS is GS. I don't know, sure. Pays for out of his own. Oh, George Soros. Yeah, of course. Pays for it out of his pocket. No, we actually fund it through programs, and he's just directing the money. The hole is deep. Feel sick. Yeah, that is sickening. Unrelated, but worth noting. Yeah, that's what's worth noting. Okay, 3551, not the first time, not the first time. Please reread drops, RE voter ID. Not the first time, not the last time. Reread drops voter ID. Okay, well we could go take a look at that. Okay, this is 3551 is where we're leaving off, and there's quite a few up there. Get up to, where's the search? That may be too big. There we go. That's it. Search term here. Voter ID. So how many drops do we have here for the voter ID? Oh, well, there's quite a lot to talk about with voter ID in it. Well, it looks like it didn't. Did I put it in there wrong? No, that's the right one. Search. I do not know why that's not working. I just put in voter, and it. Okay, so now we can find it. For some reason, it wasn't accepting the voter ID. How far back do we go? Well, talk about voter ID quite a lot. Let's see. Voter ID laws. Okay, the first one goes back to all the way back to 121. Saudi Arabia, critically important. What is the argument for not allowing voter ID laws to be enacted? Right. Who owns the sizable stakes in voter machines? Who decides what voter machines are used in elections? Right. Next post, which was 153. So this has been part of QAnon from way back, right? So we're in 3,500 now. So 3551. All right. So voter ID. What about voter ID laws? All right. Let's go on. 529. Dems lost center voters. Okay, I'm sure they did, and I think Trump's going to keep those Fab Four, the squad, out in front and center. Black voters abandoning, yeah, probably. Hashtag walk away. Let's see. And now that's not all voter ID. That's just the term voter. I missed this one. Where does it say voter? Don't see it in this one. Okay, this one, swing voters to retake the House and Senate. All right, so not voter ID. Oh, here's voter ID laws. It's just not highlighted. Why are IRDs opposed to imposing voter ID laws in future safeguards to election? because they've got. I just heard that they removed from California voter rolls. It was 5 or 6 million former voters that were now deceased that were now voting by use of illegal aliens. That's a lot of votes, isn't it? Okay, Dems oppose voter ID laws that would stop election rigging. This is just a small list of things requiring ID, but not considered, but it doesn't consider you a racist, right? So purchasing alcohol, driving a car, and so on. We get the picture. All right, let's see what's next here. This is 1944, 1945. See the voter part here. All right, well, we'll go forward here. 2358. Well, this is a con sold voters by alliances. Con sold to voters. So there's some con job that they did on this. All right. What else? That's 2373. You believe in coincidences? Voters, let's see. Data provided by D's affiliate to target voters for November 6th election, win at all costs. All right. No, that's not voter ID. Anyway, key voter locations. Remember that map. Voter registration information, voter fraud, commissions. All right, we're getting the picture here. Uh, 2019 push voter ID based on verifiable intel fraud. 2020 plus safeguard. So it's safeguarded for 2020. Just what I said, they just removed 5 or 6 million from California. What did Hillary say that she won with in popular vote was a total, I forget, was it 2 million votes or something like that? And 5 million fraudulent ones? That's just California. No one showed up to her rally. She stopped doing them because only a couple hundred people would show up, and Trump was filling the stadiums. It's such a con. All right, I think we're getting the picture here anyway. Any more voter ID? Here's one, 3551. Not the first time, not the last time. That's where we left off. So we're back here. Okay, I guess he's covering a few more times. So let's go back to where we were. All right. Okay. Reread press drops. That was 3551. So we're on to 3552. My little video screen. I got to move around here. Oh, my battery is also not being charged. Let me noticed that. There we go. So this is 3552. POTUS links an Anon account at voter ID, please, on Twitter. Okay. We should immediately pass voter ID to ensure the safety and sanctity of our voting system. Also, paper ballots as a backup, old-fashioned but true. I agree. I actually once consulted way back, probably in the 90s, late 90s, on a proposed voter ID system, electronic system. And the way I basically had put up a rough design was almost like an ATM machine, but it would literally um, give you a receipt, right, in paper of your votes, and that would be a physical copy, and it would actually give you two. One you kept, one you took with you and gave to them, right, to put in the box, right, for all your votes. Plus one paper one was kept in the machine, and then the electronic counting was also done. So the idea was the electronic system would just give you an instant tally, right? Relatively, you knew it instantly. But then you go ahead and confirm on the paper ballots. Now, the individual at home could go back home and use an independent voter verification system that was done by, some organization decided they wanted to count votes, right? And that vote was made available by scanning in or taking a photo of yours at home, and that gets uploaded, and then it also starts verifying that the counts are real, at least giving you a statistical that it seems to be correct. So that would be like a triple check, and that was my concept. But those things could be done. I knew that electronic voting is here. Paper is going to give us the stability of a system that it can't be tampered with. You know what they do here in the Philippines when they vote? They put their finger in ink. That way you can't go vote again. Only one vote. I think that's highly appropriate. Then you know. Blue finger, no voting for you. All right, so what is this? Where we go when we go all. So the voter ID, please. That's the tweet. Thanks, Baker. Baker meaning someone who's doing bread on the 8chan. Miss POTUS linking a QAnon at voter ID, please. Would say that might be notable. Directly to page, not a specific tweet. There we go. That's notable. So let's probably go there. What do you say? Well, that wasn't what I was really hoping for, but let's go here over on Twitter. And let's see. I think we got a search on this. Okay, so we are there. It is. I'm going to follow. I suggest everybody follow. There's 1,557 following and 13,000 followers. Okay. I'll add the bell. There we go. And I accepted the notifications. There we go. All right, let's go back. Next one, 3553. How did Q know about voter ID push coming almost a year ago? Time travel is fun. Or, interesting. Why is that or with a ... there? More puzzles. Do you believe in coincidences? I think it's slow because people are hitting it. I think that's what's going on here. All right. It's a Q proof. There we go. Basically relating. So should we immediately pass voter ID to ensure safety and sanctity of our voting system? Do you think the Democrats are going to go along with that? Funny, huh? Right? They did. Oh, no voter ID. No, no, no. Q posts on 2018, 2019, push voter ID. All right, so it's just pointing out that voter ID was mentioned back then. And oh, now it's getting into the where we go one, we go all right here to this name, and now it's basically connected. So that's the point of a Q-proof, just showing how they're connected, and it's kind of statistically impossible for all of this to be just a LARP, someone that's play acting. Okay, next one, 3554. Get ready for fake news, and the D's claiming voter ID law suppress minority vote. Yes, of course it does. But it's not. It's the minority that's called illegal alien vote. That's the minority. We don't want them to be the majority of everyone being illegal, right? You don't have a country anymore, right? I guess that is their point. Yes, justice.gov, all right. So why do D's push for no voter ID? So when you look at this photo here, this is on the left side showing this is where the illegal aliens are migrating to when they come in. And of course, when you look at the voting, where are all the blue votes for Democrats and where are all the red votes for Republicans? So they are being literally used to create votes for Democrats. That's why they don't want voter ID laws. That's the whole point. All right. Next, let's see, anything below that. Prepare for voter ID equals voter suppression of minority vote. So 3555, a photo of Devin Nunes hunting for chupacabras. And the 2001, I'd go looking for chupacabras. Actually, I have sort of looked for them here in the Philippines because there's a version of a chupacabra supposedly here. Targets may be closer than it appeared. Hunters become the hunted. Okay, let's go see who are we hunting for. Well, I don't know if he's really hunting for chupacabras because that's the wrong gun for a chupacabra. Just saying. All right, let's go back here. Next post. 3556, July 31st, 2019, at 1:56 a.m. Just in. Trump tags QAnon account in calling for voter ID. Yes, we did. We kind of just covered that on the Hill. Little Twitter here. All right. Trump has periodically called for stricter voter ID laws, which advocates Warren would restrict ballot access in lower income communities, students and people of color, like clockwork, right? So what do they put in here? JD required when? Identification. Oh, that's ID, not JD. ID required. Yeah. So a sheep follow the most absurd arguments. Departed voters corruption on display. So, the whole point was who doesn't have an ID? Right? You require it for all of these things that you do, normal things. Children have school IDs. How is someone not going to have an ID? So having a voter ID is, I think, important. All right, let's move on. 3557, photo of Devin Nunes. Okay, we just covered that, right? Hunters become the hunted. So now we got some things here. So placeholder, the class, expulsory evidence, illegal hold, non-report, FISA, T, surveillance. All right. T equals targets or targeted. Watch the news. So T. So FISA target surveillance. All right. So who was targeted already? So we remember Q is often said FISA goes both ways. So we can just look at Brennan, Clapper, Comey, Rod Rosenstein, uh, Clinton's. All of them would be, I think, covered under this category. Let's us move on. 3558 from Anonymous. This is from a previous post. Trump threatens worst trade deal for China if Beijing stalls until his reelection. Yes. So just think about this. So China, whenever you do a deal, right? Just after you made an agreement, they move forward as though the agreement meant nothing, and they do opposite of what was agreed to. Normally, that's normal operations for them. Under Trump, no. He said, oh, okay, tariffs it is. Boom, billions of dollars in tariffs. Now, what is China to do? Well, they don't like the scenario. They'd love it if China Joe was the new president, right? So things could go back to normal, right? Because it is normal. All this time, China's been, since the 70s, has been rebuilt by America's money. And they've been using basically slave labor. For free labor, they create low-cost goods. But that now has come to an end. So they would much rather wait for someone else to come into place. But Trump is saying if you wait until after the election to do the deal, it'll be much worse for you. And so if you're China, are you going to believe Trump? I would. All right, let's move on. Yeah, if Beijing stalls until after his reelection, right? Okay, U.S. President Donald Trump once again criticized China's trade practices, warning negotiations could get tougher. The statements come at Beijing and Washington are headed into another round of trade negotiations in Shanghai. In a series of tweets on Tuesday, Trump warned if China waits and he wins re-election, the trade deal will be much tougher for Beijing. China is doing a very bad, worst year in 27 years. We're doing very badly. Worst year in 27. Was supposed to start buying our agricultural products now. No signs that they are doing so. That is a problem with China. They just don't come through, Trump wrote. My team is negotiating with them now, but they always change the deal at the end to their benefit. They should probably wait out our elections to see if we get one. The Democrat stiffs us like Sleepy Joe. Then they could make a great deal like in the past 30 years. I know they like Joe, and continue to rip off the USA, even bigger and better than ever before. U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer will meet on Tuesday and Wednesday in Shanghai with a delegation led by China's Vice Premier Li He. According to Trump, the problem with them waiting however, is that if and when I win, the deal will be much tougher than what we negotiated now. No deal at all. We have all the cards. Our past leaders never got it. All right, and here's an article. So let's see what the rest of this says. Possible China monitored Mueller hearings. I'd say so. Possible China analyze likelihood of POTUS re-election. Of course. Possible China taking steps. Think propaganda to harm POTUS RE 2020. Sure. Possible China and SEC comms with D's candidate running for president re-election Institute U.S. Piggy Bank. RE Institute U.S. Piggy Bank. I obviously won it back. Possible China and SEC comms with former D Party senior officials. RE reinstitute U.S. Piggy Bank. Possibly, yeah. Possible China put extreme threatening pressure on North Korea to delay the day of the Mueller hearing. Coincidence? Should hearing swing to POTUS? Set off a nuke? No. No, set off a missile. All right. Possible acts when taken an effort to diminish, lessen the blow. Yes, they want to lessen that blow, the optics, right? Take it off of the Democrats losing. Possible acts were taken in an effort to change the narrative. Yes. Define the foxtrot, as Sir Patrick Mack likes to call that. News unlocks 5x5. Yes, it does. All right, let's move on. 3559. Okay, this is just a link. A logical cue. Logical question, maybe? I noticed that the Q sometimes uses Q as meaning question. We need an ID for all these to vote, right? But what do you need to vote? No. All right. I should immediately pass voter. Okay, I guess this is a repeat. I don't know why we need to repeat that, but okay. Yes, it is logical Q. So 3560, another one. Well, that's 3559, 3560, repeat. Well, that's pretty, let's see if it's exactly the same thing. Why do the right card have all this money? Where is it going? Exactly. We don't need to see it again, but it is pretty disgusting. Okay, next one, 3561. So we've got a bunch of links here. The more you know, MSN coverage. When you control the media, you control public opinion. So let's see, what do they want us to think, right? Let's take a look. We're not going to go deep into them, but let's see what we're all talking about here. This is a report. International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. Report on the audit of consolidation of financial statements. Okay, well, let's not go into there. This will take quite a bit of a read to go into. Let's see what's next. Chuck Grassley on the Red Cross Transportation Act. Okay. Well, we're not gonna go through this, but we're obviously on the topic of the Red Cross. What's next? United States, fellow committee members, regards to investigation of the American Red Cross to share the results of an commercially chartered instrumentality of the United States government was originally chartered in 19. So I guess this is let's it's about, I guess, accounting. So this is from June of 2016. What's next? NPR report: Red Cross spent 25% of Haiti donations on internal expenses. You know, that's pretty ridiculous, you say. The more you know MSN coverage, when you control the media, you control public opinion. Well, my public opinion, not very high of what's going on there. If you have a charity and you're collecting funds to give to the people for an effort, if you spend more than 5%, if you're a small charity, maybe it might be higher, right? But if you're a large group, right, if you're spending more than, like 5% on all of your administration costs, all of it, and even 2% is still going to be high, then there's something wrong, massively wrong. All right, let us move on here. What is next here? So we got two more. 3562. He sent among them swarms of flies, which devoured them, and frogs, which destroyed them. Palms of 78:45. All right. So as a fly landed on Obama, right? And Hillary. Yeah, I remember there was one on Hillary as well. And you remember, Trump was bothered by a fly not too long ago. Just saying, but I actually have a video up on this channel. This is and I slowed it down because wanted to catch the fly because Trump was one. But even though it was very slow, Trump still didn't look drunk like like Nancy Pelosi did when they slowed down her video. All right, 3563. Godfather 3, it's going to be biblical. Well, that's a way to end the post for the day. Let's take a look. Let us pray that the Lord will free the victims of human trafficking and help us to respond actively to the cry for help of so many of our brothers and sisters who are deprived of their dignity and freedom. I completely agree. Retweet. Just retweet. Nope. All right. Well, I think that's good for the moment on this. So let's now. I've got questions on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look over here. So let's see. Howdy, Dan. I emailed you Thomas Williams' ebook, 300 pages to your Proton email references for Tank and Tui. Enjoy. Okay, sorry, Nicholas, for laughing. Someone sends me 300 pages to read. I'm just thinking, when exactly do I have the time to do that? All right. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I still don't have my Proton back up and running. I'll get around to paying that bill shortly. It's just email's not so important to me right now. So let me continue to see what I can do here. Any questions? Plan GCRV was no war Nasara, Jassar, probably redistribution of funds, executive order 12/21/17, but the currency money had to have backing from Manna Holding Trust, which is a real asset allocation numbers. I don't really know about that. I mean, I've heard so much about that, but that's interesting. Thank you, folks. Kathy says, Dan can't see the video, only black screen. Well, I don't know. I'll have to try and figure that out. I'm playing around with Zoom, right, and then broadcasting. That's why we're really only on one channel right now. Anyway, sorry about that. I'll see if I can try and figure it out. Thanks for letting me know. Just one of the pieces to the puzzle to figure out. Some people not seeing me. I wonder if I'm sharing my screen, it's just not coming through. I don't know. See, I see me. on the video I'm looking at over here, I see me as though that's, and YouTube says I'm live, so I don't know. Oh, I got something to check out, guys. Okay, for those of you who are only seeing a black screen, what channel are you on? Are you on the Dan Lutz channel, or are you on the Where We Go One We Go All Love channel? If you're on the Where We Go One We Go All Love channel, it's not. I'm not broadcasting there. There was a problem in the setup, so I don't know what that might be. What you're seeing, why it's black, but I'm not certain. You can also let me know what does it say the name of the videos you're watching. Just I might be wrong, but just an idea. Cass is still saying, Dan, we can't see you. We're all staring at a blank screen. Does anybody see me? How about asking that question? Rostring says, Q, Dan. So what's the question? Dan's screen is black. On the Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I just saw her pop up on 2 interviews from just a couple days ago. So she looks like she's alive. They're asked her about her cancer and so on, but I didn't watch too much of it, but I saw 2 different interviews. One was on the BBC and one was Public Broadcasting Network, PBS. Does Dan have other channel camera going as well? He isn't usually on, so that's why it's confusing. I'm sorry. That is the problem when I got set up today to get started in managing 2 channels and different software because Hangouts is going away. I'd already started in the channel up on one. I would have had to have ended it, right, which would cause more confusion. So I just decided to broadcast only on one channel, which is the Dan Lutz channel. So that's why it is a little confusing. Sorry about that. Just figuring it out. Dan likes to keep us dancing. Well, I love dancing. Okay, question. Citizenship required to vote, not everywhere, obviously. Yes, it is required to vote everywhere. Citizenship is required everywhere. It's part of how the system works. That is the idea behind it, right? So Kathy's saying that I'm sharing my screen, but only I can see it. That might be the case as well. The question is, do you see me now? I'm not sharing my screen. Can you all see me? Cora says, do you think Dan reads the chat? I'm reading it now. It's actually rabbit season, not duck season. Diane is asking a question. Dan, is this the Dank live notification show with camera 2? We can't see you. It's still going to be another show tonight. Yes, there will be another show tonight at about 45 minutes from now, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully, it will only be on the Dan Lutz channel, not WWG1, WGA.love. Good Boy 81 says Earth flat 100%. Absolutely, positively not. You're a victim to a psyop from the CIA, I'm afraid to tell you. I'm not afraid. I'm actually not afraid at all, to tell you. Good Boy, you can say 200%, 1,000%, 12,000%. It's not flat. We're on a sphere, maybe slightly toroidal shaped. M. Carlson's asking, where is Dank going to be? It's going to be on the Dan Lutz channel, where we are right now, or where I think we are. Okay, I got down to the end. Yes, Brenda is telling him it will be on the Dan Lutz channel. Maybe I should watch the C_A channel. All right. Well, not going to try and bring anyone on. Anyway, we've got only another 10 minutes anyway before I'm going to try and get a hold of Dank and get some things set up. So we'll end this now. Again, I appreciate everyone for joining in. Sorry for the confusion. We're going to try and work through this software issues, maintaining 2 channels. We'll get it down. Zoom is going to be the preference now. There'll be Zoom links and so on. Please go ahead and subscribe, wwg1wga.love channel. So $1.11 a month, $8.88 a month, or $99.99 a year. All of those donations are very helpful to keep these things rolling, pay some bills, and so on. But I'm looking forward to coming back in online at 11 with Tank, and we'll cover things. I also encourage you to look at the Speak Project video that Tank just did about, really goes through the hierarchy. I thought that was pretty well put together. We kind of covered it, but now he really, nailed it and put things into place. And we'll see you shortly or tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.